Welcome back. Reminder, Andrew Bolts is back. He's up next. Let's bring in our Monday night panel. The member for Monash, Liberal member for Monash, Mary Aldred, and Queensland LNP Senator James McGrath. Welcome to you both. Mary, to you first. I mean, Jacinda Allen stood up at the Labor Party conference in Victoria at the weekend and said she intends to legislate to make working from home 2 days a week law. Can she actually do that?
Well, what a blatant and unimaginative grab for votes. This is the Victorian Labor government barging through the door of every Victorian business, demanding that business owners give operational power over to the Victorian government. It actually works against the employee. It takes away choice, flexibility, negotiating between the employee and the employer. And of course, we have a federal IR system. So it is so off the planet, Steve, that not even Victorian Trades Hall had this on their wish list. So it's a very bad move.
James, the problem with this is we went through an election campaign, you know only too well, with the Labor Party smashing Peter Dutton for suggesting that he would end working from home. What he was going to do, as we all know, is insist that federal public servants, mainly based in Canberra, would return to the office. But they weaponised that against you and it worked. So obviously Jacinda thinks it's going to work for her as well.
Totally, because look, if you look at Victorian State Labor, they've got nothing going for them. And as Mary points out, this is actually an attack on small businesses and it's an attack on employees. It takes away the right of the employee and the employer to have that conversation together. You know, it's the freedom of people to be able to work and run a business. This is an attack on freedom by that mob down there in Melbourne.
Yeah, I just can't understand how if you go and apply for a job and your boss says, well, we want you to work 5 days a week in the office, and you say, well, no, Jacinda Allen told me I can stay home for 2 days a week. I mean, it's just not going to work, I wouldn't have thought. Mary, fertility rates are back in the news. Our favourite former Prime Minister, John Howard, calling on the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, to reinstate the baby bonus. The problem for Peter Costello was it allowed every newspaper to run that very strange photo of him staring into the camera, cradling a baby and looking very uncomfortable. Do we need the baby bonus back?
Well, John Howard is one of my favourite former Prime Ministers. He ran a great government. I've been following this issue closely because Japan have actually just recorded their lowest birth rate in a century. And I've been looking at what their government have been doing, which has been focusing on childcare arrangements and fee relief for high school. But one of the issues they have is that it is a cost of living and an economic challenge, but it's also a societal challenge. So people are getting married later, they're having smaller families. So I think we need to look at this from a broader lens as well.
Yeah, James, I mean, unlike the days of Peter Costello and John Howard, the government's now broke and we've got a cost of living crisis. So most young folks that I know who are thinking about starting a family are having to actually wait longer because, A, they can't afford the rent, can't afford to find the deposit for a house and simply can't afford to have children.
Totally. They're taking longer to have children and they're having fewer children because of the changes we're seeing in society. Mary mentioned Canada, but you also look at Japan, you look at Italy. And what is Anthony Albanese going to do? They're just going around talking about tax rises. We've got a talk fest about productivity coming up. The best way to get people to have more children is to show that they are invested in the economy and grow the economy. So they've got something positive to look forward to.
James, you saw the ACTU came out today, Sally McManus. I mean, the list of what they're going to put on the table at that roundtable is absolutely frightening.
Remember that the ACTU and the unions bankrolled the Labor Party. The last term we saw all the IR changes. So what we're going to see in this term is the second page of all the secret changes that Labor and the unions are going to punish Australians with. So the Productivity Commission, the Productivity Roundtable coming up is just going to be, it is the entree to how all of us are going to be hit by Labor and the left.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are particularly looking forward to what's going to come out of that. It's going to be higher taxes, there's no doubt about that. Mary and James, thank you very much for joining us tonight. As I kept reminding you folks, it's a big